Alright guys, so after the fun I had on the Ducati Multi-Strada 950, came back here, talked to the manager. I talked to the owner for a while actually. This is a really cool shop and the owner knows a ton, super friendly. Riding the Ducati 1200 Multi-Strada. Supposed to be the same bike, but obviously higher price point and a lot of other goodies that come with it. So part of what comes with that is skyhook suspension, automatically adapts to your terrain, ABS, and it has like smart ABS where looks at your lean angle. If you mash on the brakes where you need ABS and you're leaned over, it's got a gyroscope inside of it. It will only give it enough brake for you to allow to stand yourself back up, not take you down. Brembo ABS all the way around. What you see is what you get, so they come out of the crate from Italy just like this, and then you can add dealer installed options after that. So without further ado, let's go take this thing for a spin. And the 1200, another one of the differences on the 1200, obviously besides power, is going to be your color LCD is standard. Color LCD screen is standard. Obviously I can feel already that the suspension is much more plush. A little more room in the operator compartment, I would say. Just playing with the friction zone here so I get familiar with it before I take off. Being 1200, obviously you want to be somewhat careful. I am incredibly impressed with how these bikes feel, how they handle. Just amazing machines so far, and one of the smoothest engines I've ever ridden on a motorcycle. Wow. So the 950, I talked about how awesome it was, the power, the smoothness. So this is that, but refined 10 times more. You know, granted, I haven't taken any twisties yet. We're getting ready to do that. But from what I am feeling so far on this bike, this thing is pretty fucking incredible. Very responsive, incredibly smooth engine, suspension. I'm riding on actually a section of road that's a little bit choppy, but I can literally feel the suspension slowly taking the choppiness out of it. And then when I hit smoother roads, it's like it firms it up more. And my God, you cannot feel speed on this bike. I mean, I'm doing 70 miles an hour. I sure as hell can't tell I'm doing 70 miles an hour. And you can back it down just as quick as you put it on. Bluetooth connectivity. Like I said, the ABS, the smart ABS brakes. I'll get a brochure or something so I can talk to you guys about this a bit more. Make a right turn here. The 0 to 60 on this bike, and even, I mean, this thing pulls hard in every single gear. I just hit 75 miles an hour in about 3 seconds in 4th gear. So this is definitely not at all what I'm, you know, the kind of bike I'm used to riding. And this thing is just a whole heap of fun. And it corners too good. So like, I'm used to nowhere near that kind of handling. So if you notice, I'm throwing it over too deep because I'm doing 65 miles an hour, so I'm expecting that I'm gonna need to throw some weight into it like it's a Harley, and you do not need to. You effortless around these corners. Just hoping I wouldn't get somebody stuck in front of me. Yeah, I could totally see, you know, trips across the state. Now, trips across the country, I would want a little more ass padding. If there's anything to be said about this bike, and again, part of that is my size and the fact that I've had a ruptured disc in my back that was repaired last summer. I would want some deeper padding on the seat, or I'd want to lose 50 pounds, one of the two, or both. Because the seating position, everything feels really good. But you can just tell, or I can already feel, you know, my ass going to sleep from the few rides I've done today on Ducatis. So, but man, the handling on these bikes is just unreal. And the smoothness of the engine, I mean, you guys have got to, I know you guys can hear this thing downshifting. It's just incredible control on this bike. Good stuff. Good Lord. So I shouldn't do that on a main road here, but I'm gonna get on to, I'm gonna take this loop one more time. Wow, 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 wow. The fuck are you doing, dickhead? Fucking moron. Let's see what road I'm on here. I'm not familiar with this area, so I did kind of a four-stop turn this guy talked to me about. This should bring me back over to Capitol Boulevard. And then rather than turn down there, I'm going to make this loop one more time. I don't know about that, but okay, up here's Capitol. Let's hit the to my dearly beloved wife. Loves me having safety features on bikes. She was really, so she actually talked me into buying the Street Bob. She loved it. Thought it was a great idea since she could hardly tour or ride with me anymore. And she was like, so you should get this thing. But what she had apprehension on was that my Street Bob doesn't have ABS. My last bike had dual or linked ABS, and I only had to engage it one time. But nonetheless, you know, it engaged. I should say I didn't have to engage it. It engaged. But I didn't see. You could definitely see where it grabs, and you get a whole lot more brake and a lot less, you know, squabbling from the tires. But this bike has not just some safety features, but an incredible amount of safety. Like, this damn thing is like, it's almost like you're driving a car. It's not even riding a bike anymore. It's got the ABS, and not just normal ABS, the gyroscopic ABS that if you're leaned over in a corner and you mash on the brakes, it's going to help you stand it back up instead of giving you the full braking power. For those of you who don't ride a motorcycle or haven't ridden very often, if you are in a corner and you brake hard, you're gonna do one of two things. Well, one thing, if you're in a corner and you brake hard and you grab front brake, you're gonna high side, which is the absolute worst. And it seems like regardless of your RPM, it yanks. So there's a lot of available power with this bike, which obviously is good for touring too, because when you have more power but you're using higher gears, you're going to get better fuel economy. And when you get to the mountains and you want to, you know, throw this thing around the curves, it's going to be a lot of fun doing it. I can't think of a lot of things this thing wouldn't be a lot of fun doing. It has great mirrors, so say, you know, again, talking about some of the safety features, let's test out this ABS a little bit. Absolutely fantastic stopping power. So I just went from 55 to 0 in pretty short order. Wow. Good mirrors, great mirrors. This windshield, for some reason the 951, it was too short on me. This one actually feels pretty good. I don't know that I would need a taller one. I probably would, just in case, because I'm feeling a little bit of buffeting, but it's above my ears this time. It's more at like the eyebrow level, or a little higher than that. What the fuck are you doing? Good Lord. But yeah, it feels honestly very competent, secure. You, even while driving fast, yeah, I mean, you just get a safe feeling on this bike. There's a lot of things here protecting you, you know, even from yourself. This thing, it's a dream, man.
It is a dream.
It, you know, even compared